And happy Tuesday, everybody. Glad you can make it. We are one person short, as Asborn has not made her appearance yet. So hopefully they will be joining us in the near future of tonight. I don't know. I have not heard from them, but that's okay. As we say, if one misses, then we keep going because it's just the nature of the games, right? That's how it goes. Hey, everybody, how we feeling? Happy Tuesday. I said that already. It's Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday!
Somebody tried to convince me today was Thursday, and I immediately became very angry and difficult to work with immediately. So
Who tried to convince you it was Thursday?
I think it was Laura that tried.
Oh. For a second, I was like, was it me? Because it could have been me.
Yeah, because you often do forget what day of the week it is. But
Yeah.
hey, everybody, welcome to TTRPG Academy. Down below is all the information about us down there. You'll see down in the About panel all of our Discord information, our schedule of shows, which we, by the end of June, we will be running a show every night with the exception of Saturday. And I don't know if that's going to change or not. We may be adding a live in studio show on Sunday mornings, West Coast time, 11 a.m. to 2 or 11 a.m. to 3. We're still working on that. We got part of our soundboard up and running. I had my amazing friend Cesare in, who is a professional sound and video technician, as well as a producer of videos and content. It's amazing. He came in and suddenly I have half as many cables lying around. I have half as many unused plugs lying around. Everything is ordered. There's very little chaos. My wireless battle cam has been put back together in its mobile state. And then my alternate camera has been built. And we were doing some tests at the table and doing some sound tests on some of the lavaliers for the soundboard, being taught some basic sound in engineering background. So if you get a chance, down below you'll see that he's part of the general adventuring company down below. He's got that podcast. He also has a Monday podcast with us on Mondays, which is Faerun Reborn. And he's also on our Sunday night show, which is Debtor's Gambit, which took a hiatus last week as we had a person celebrating a birthday, and we had another person who had a change in work schedule that they're getting sorted out so that we could all be back at that game on Sunday. That is 5:30 to 8:30 on Sunday nights, Debtor's Gambit. One of our players is an East Coast player, so we try to, accommodate for that time zone. However, for all of us here tonight, we're all West Coast players, and for us, it's 7 o'clock, 195 degrees. You can fry.
It's only 100 degrees outside right now.
It is hot, people. Hot. Not H-A-U-T, but H-O-T. Hot.
The surface of the sun. It's the surface of the sun.
So, couple things. If you want to join our Discord, feel free. We give away dice in our Discord every Friday. Just join our Discord, go to the bring your dice channel, roll a D1000, and then on Friday, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, we have either a special guest or myself or another moderator roll the D1000, and that's who wins the dice. Our dice giveaway this week is unicorn dice, and they're really cool. I get all my dice for either giveaways or other in-game promotions through Viridian. I'm not sponsored by them in any shape of the way, but their dice are really cool. They're really affordable. Their shipping is amazing. People have talked about winning dice, and within a couple days, they already have them. They also do international shipping, which I have a winner from last week that I will be sending their dice out when I get a chance tomorrow. Usually it takes 2 to 3 weeks, international shipping. Unfortunately, it only takes like 3 or 4 days for them to ship it to the international world, and then unfortunately that seems to have a standard 7 to 15 day wait period for our dice to get to all the places outside of the United States. So hey, you know what? Give us a follow, give us some support. We greatly appreciate it. all my games I run, we would normally be running remotely and online. We've just decided to share our games with our Twitch community and other folks, as our Discord is a teach, learn, and playing Discord. So lots of people, lots of activity. Some of the funniest D&D memes I think you'll ever read. They're quite hysterical. But hey, we are here to help you learn. Hopefully you'll join us and teach. Tonight is Denizens and Their Masters. It's a game, a campaign that we've been playing for almost 2 years now, year and a half. We decided at some point to share it with all of you, and hopefully you're enjoying it. We do have previous episodes that are up on the YouTubes. I'm currently working on a very long backlog of YouTube videos that I hope to have up and organized over the next 30 to 60 days. However, if you go down to our podcast link, all of the previous episodes to this campaign are up on our podcast, including Debtor's Gambit, Age of Arcanum on Friday nights, and Faerun Reborn on Monday nights, and the occasional, chill session interlude as well, depending on the content. So everything you need to know about us down below. That takes care of our cleanup requirements, our housekeeping duties. I do not believe we have yet to hear from Asborn, so we may not be having him join us tonight. Tried to give him a few extra minutes. So let's go ahead and do a recap. Talk about where we last left off. Let me pull up my notes really quick. Good Lord, why am I getting all these weird pop-ups? I did that one already. Very strange, very strange. Back down to this channel, and then let me get to my notes. So, where we last left off, the Storm Chasers had acquired the manacles from the remains of the Marquesian fleet that was in the process of forming up with the anticipation of meeting up with some other smaller fleets, including some of the privateers or pirate ships of the Revelry, as they all seem to have a new common problem. This problem goes by the name of Scourge, an undead hydra that has been released from the Stormlord's vault that was being used to guard many items of both antiquity, cursed items, as well as items that were meant never to see the light of day. The Scourge has decided to make Darktow its home. The manacles have been revealed, and how to invoke and how to utilize the magic of the manacles was learned by Oswald. Oswald now understanding what the requirements are, the understanding of the magical tome, and the invocation of them. Also, the team traversed the dangerous shoals and reefs to get to the coastal region of Darktow, where they saw for the first time the destruction that Scourge has been raging amongst the waters just off the coast of Darktow. The team had also learned from, good Lord, what is the name of your husband, Mara? From Albin, thank you. I was drawing a blank. Learning from Albin that another team of ships are being sent by the Cobalt Soul, and quite possibly Dwendalian ships are being sent as well, courtesy of possibly the Service Assembly. Most of the detail is unknown, but the message was sent to Mara, and the understanding of the situation is that hopefully soon the ships will arrive in 4 days or more, or less, depending on the conditions and the weather. While on the coast of Darktow, a person was rescued. Some information was learned in regards to the condition of Darktow, as well as the example of the undead Hydra seeming to make its lair the city of Darktow, or town of Darktow, depending on anybody's point of view when it comes to size and geography. And all around the area, the remains of what could only be described as not only many different kinds of vessels, but potentially the majority of the revelry pirateers, as Scourge has spent the better part of the last 2-3 weeks or so, ever since their release, well, making a mess of things. Whether or not our friends are specifically to blame, the Storm Chasers do feel at least the slightest hint of responsibility, although probably not specifically. And where we last left off, all of you were, well, on the deck of the ship, discussing, mangling plans, trying to figure out what to do next. And the last bit of information we had received, that the fleet that had just set sail from the gathering point of the Broken Bank is led none other by Shulamon himself, something that Sam was super excited to hear about. So, it is afternoon. You are on the deck of the Acorn, a sloop that's designed specifically for scouting and speed. What would you guys like to do?
Don't everybody talk at once.
You said it was the afternoon?
Yeah,
Right.
it's early afternoon at this point because you had
Early
arrived in the morning to mid-morning time and spent a great deal of time planning and trying to get to understand the manacles, as well as try to figure out how to deal with this creature, especially after the new information that you had received from the rescued swimmer that had made its way out to the Acorn. Not more than 200 to 300 feet off the edge of the Acorn, you could see the coastal area of Darktow, one of the beaches that's now near, because you guys have come kind of more up towards the opposite end to stay away from Darktow, and you've kind of come into a small minor-like cove that has a slight beach to it. But once again, there's lots of debris, and off in the distance, the occasional cannon fire and roar of Scourge's interaction with whatever is going on the tip of Darktow.
So Scourge is where that white dot is. Where
Correct.
can you take the little green glowy ball and put it like where we would be? So we went all the way up and around.
Correct.
Okay. And there's a beach, or are they cliffs?
It is a combination of beach, cliffs, and like a cove.
Okay. Does it look like there's a trail up into the top of the cliffs?
At 300 feet from the shore, give me perception with disadvantage.
Do we know how?
11.
Hard to tell from this distance.
Okay.
How big the island is across?
Give me a survival check.
Okay.
Is the rum here duty free?
It looks about.
Yep, there's no duty in the rum.
Ah, I hate that kind of makes me sick.
13.
13, hard to tell, hard to know for sure. I mean, between the available charts and the understanding of the island, it's maybe, 5 miles from top to bottom, 2 to 3 miles across. Not a very big island.
Theoretically, since cloud shape lasts for an hour, I could fly over and see what's going on. Theoretically. I know we sent out Ember and
Yeah, they didn't come back.
Pepper. Fur.
Ooh,
I sent Pepper, I'm sorry. I sent
My-
that air elemental.
my ritual was disrupted, right? And I never got to
Correct.
redo it.
Correct.
Wait, is
Guys-
Pepper magic? Is he a fey? She?
Familiar. Pepper's a familiar.
Is he a fey creature?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it gonna go poof if we send him into the? Is it the same thing that's gonna happen?
Probably, because that's what happened to Ember.
Well, I don't know if that's a safe thing to do.
Yeah, something just probably ate Ember.
Well,
We'll trickle out of here and die one by one.
She's only about that big, you know.
Right.
I mean, that's it.
There's like a harbor here, right? Somewhere.
Darktow.
Yeah, down it's being eaten by the basilisk. I mean, not
Did we
basilisk.
did we float by it? Do we know roughly how many ships were supposedly in port?
They're all under the water
Well,
now.
Didn't see
yeah,
any.
the
Okay.
We saw a
the
bunch of them sticking up out of the water.
well
I'm just
the
wondering if we can get like a rough estimate of how many people should be on the island.
the old man we got out of the water said like 80 or more ships were like destroyed.
Mara, give me a history check really quick.
There's like
So there's like no ships
Wow.
left.
Natural 20. Or a 26, I think. Is that history? Yeah, 26.
At any given time, you do recall that Darktow, population-wise, is anywhere from 1,200 to 1,500 individuals. It would normally depend upon the seasons and the activity of the waters. The amount of debris and amount of ships here tells you that it was probably at the height of the season. The fact that some sound of combat can still be heard off in the distance, well, somebody's
people are
still here.
fighting.
But you guys had purposely avoided approaching Darktow Harbor, as you could see the form of Scourge lifting great pieces of destroyed ship and throwing them about and casting them about, creating quite the mess, sending you guys more towards the north of the island to begin planning how best to deal with this creature.
I'm just wondering, since we have time, if we want to send a scouting party to try to locate survivors.
I mean, we could be the scouting party and just leave the crew
Right.
on the ship.
Right, that's what I was hinting at. Because if we can get a succinct plan with everybody, including the people on the island, I mean, a coordinated attack will be much more efficient.
Your crew currently consists of 4 sailors and yourselves, which is a 10-person ship. Now you have one additional person that you rescued from the sea who's down below being dealt with. The Acorn is not a particularly large ship. It's designed for speed.
Being
I-
dealt with.
I don't
That
wanna
sounds bad.
Well, he was in rough shape, so I
Yeah.
know.
think cared for. Maybe being cared for is a better
Being cared
phrasing.
for is probably a better phrasing. Yeah. He's being dealt with.
Dealt with?
Dealt with?
Um,
Yeah,
Pretty rough, man.
Oswald's down there doing surgery.
Tobias, do you think you could
Magic
maybe
surgery.
Tobias, do you think you could maybe take us somewhere we could find that we could easily access the island? Maybe sail around a bit?
Huh? Why you want to do that? We're gonna get killed. Do you see the size of that thing?
We're sneaky.
We're going
we're
to
sneaky.
We
sneak.
sent the sneakiest thing we had, and it didn't come back.
Well, she probably got eaten.
Yeah, hint, hint.
No, just because it can eat Ember doesn't mean it can eat us. She only had 7 hit points. I mean, she was not very hardy.
I get that it's like a giant undead hydra, but it's not like the size of the island. Like, we can walk around the island and not be eaten.
Well,
Really?
you guys,
You can cast
I don't know
Without
what's
a
on that
trace,
island.
but-
Last time we walked around an island, we almost got ate. Matter of fact, one of us did get eaten.
No one got eaten.
was it like a
One
mosquito?
got spit out.
Was it like a
Uh,
mosquito?
No, it was like a T-Rex.
Well, yeah, there was the T-Rex too, but I mean, it was
It
not
ain't
that
one of those
big.
guys that used to be here, a lizard guy or something, and spit him out.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Asborn that got eaten
Yeah,
by
maybe.
the T-Rex?
Oh yeah, I do remember that now.
Asborn, did
It
you
was
get eaten and
Asborn.
spit out?
Yes, I got eaten and spit out.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did. It was great. I want to do it again.
I mean, give me a good reason. Is there a good reason we need to go on the island?
Because if we can get more people on this coordinated attack, then we have a better chance of success.
Recon. That's why we have to go.
Yeah,
Which
well,
one?
Rescue
in
them.
4
maybe
days,
they'll
these
help
guys
us
are
out
going to
later.
get here.
And
And
Tobias, this is a pirate island with not a lot of pirates. There's probably treasure. A lot of treasure.
Lots of treasure.
I mean,
Lots
no
of
one is
treasure.
currently guarding the treasure on the pirate
No
island.
one is
Tobias.
guarding the treasure on the pirate. I'm in.
I
Tobias,
wonder if
Tobias, they can have treasure. Tobias.
that's beside the point. I wonder if the Plank King's still alive.
Can you
Somebody,
Probably not.
somebody better
I mean, you
check
could probably go
Tobias's
find like his
temperature.
crown
There's
and put
something
it
wrong
on.
with him.
They probably have golden string, like golden yarn that's made out of gold. Oh my god, I want
I
some.
go
Tobias.
There's to talk to that pirate we pulled out of the drink.
I think he's passed out.
He's got like half a hit point.
I
Whatever.
want some gold
I shake
string.
him awake.
So Tobias, you head downstairs.
Yeah.
You're gonna ask him if the Plank King is dead.
Okay. So you head down towards the rescued sailor. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna start recasting Find Familiar.
Okay.
Can I
Mara.
go to the God, the wheel? What is it called? Why can't I think of what it's called?
The
To try
helm.
and take us the helm.
Helm?
Thank you. I was going to say stern.
Helm.
That wasn't right. To try to find us a spot that we can easily access the island.
Give me a survival check with advantage because you do have some local maps and charts.
Okay, survival. A little less good. Okay. Oh, okay. 18.
Yeah, the main problem you have is that all the approachable areas to the island are very much surrounded by reefs, very dangerous reefs. The main approach from the leeward side of the island towards Darktow proper is wide open for obvious reasons, so that the normal protectorate and defenders of Darktow can see who's coming in, which means if Scourge is in Darktow, he's going to be able to see anybody coming in that direction. Any attempt at going to the other side of the island or managing the area of the coast is doable. It's you can still do it, but there's a lot of danger with that, and it took a great deal of effort just to get to this point.
So dangerous for the ship, dangerous to swim.
Dangerous for the ship.
So could I anchor us and take a small crew of us that we can water walk or water breathe or whatever and swim ourselves to shore?
I mean, you have at least
A
two
rowboat.
you have two tandems on board, so you do have two
Or
small
that.
tandems to use. This seems to be a pretty typical anchor point for this particular cove. The debris is definitely more diminished up here. There's the occasional floating debris, the occasional floating corpse that kind of comes above and submerges in the water, and a pennant kind of floating in the water, but not nearly as dense of a debris field further south of the island.
All right, so I'm gonna anchor the ship where it looks like there's a good like beach access for us to head on in, and then figure out who wants to go. So I'm gonna go.
Okay. Sam, what are you doing?
Are you leaving before an hour is out? Because
Well, it probably took me a while to find this spot.
okay.
Fair enough.
While she's doing that, I do want to go, but while she's doing that, may I commune with nature?
Sure. What would you like to try to accomplish?
I'd like to speak with the water or commune with the water,
Okay.
and ask if it can tell me how many ships are battling.
Hello,
Dirge.
water. Pretty water. How are you today, water?
And this is an ability or spell? I forget.
Spell.
Spell. There's a very, cold sensation, and then a warm sensation. You get the feeling that you get the feeling that there's something else preventing a kind of successful casting of spells. Like you begin to commune with nature and you're asking it and you're trying to inform yourself through its understanding of the condition of Darktow. But whenever the magical effect or magical essence tries to kind of share with you what it thinks it needs to share with you, the energy, the arcane energy or the magical effect just kind of diminishes and fades away.
Okay. Could I also? What were you looking for, Mara? You were looking for like a safe place to dock.
Not even like. So anchor the ship out still, where we could either swim or water walk or take a small tandem into like a little, like a beach access.
Do we know where the beach access is?
Yeah, I rolled high enough that I was able to find somewhere.
Okay. Then, is there anything else we need to know?
So while Fire, you're summoning Ember back, Mara and Sam are guiding the acorn.
Oh, wait. I figured out what I wanted to ask.
Okay.
I wanted to ask about the Kraken thing. I could get information from the ocean.
The Kraken
You're talking
thing.
about the ball and
Egg,
Oswald's
yeah, because
stomach.
remember, like they mentioned the weird little fish people mentioned that they
You
were
want to
looking-
talk to my chest?
Yes.
Oh,
He
I
wants
want to talk to
your
the ocean
chest.
to tell me about what's in your chest.
About your chest.
So, Ocean, what do you think about Oswald's
So-
chest? It's pretty kicking, right?
Casting commune again, or is this part of the original cast?
The original cast, because I can get up to knowledge for up to 3 facts
Okay.
of my choice.
Somewhere in the great expanse of the Lucidian Sea, you get the sense of a rather large, empty space, a void of existence. Within this
The last
void,
void I encountered?
say that again?
I feel like the last void I encountered.
No, this feels different. This is more like a physical emptiness, a lack of anima, almost like a place that has been created within a place for a purpose. And the sea kind of communes this understanding of confusion, loss, and a general kind of feeling of concern. Its exact location is difficult to understand, but it's at the very center of the deepest and most remote location of the Lucidian Sea. Weeks, you get the feeling weeks and weeks away from where you currently are.
Okay.
You have a third one remaining if you want to try and learn more information about something.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, I think the last thing I would like to do while Mara is still driving around is ritual cast one more thing. If we are going to be heading onto shore, I would like to ritual cast, what is it? Telepathic bond.
Okay. As Mara, you bring the ship in a little bit closer, finding a more accessible point to anchor. Fire bringing Ember back. Oswald, is there anything you want to accomplish before I resolve Tobias questioning the sailor?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. So with all that going on, Tobias, you make your way down below deck. The semi-sleeping on its side sailor. You watch as one of the other sailors, one of the acorn sailors, kind of sees you come in, gets up and kind of looks at you, looks back at the sleeping form, and just kind of nods at you, does this and makes his way out.
Okay. I go over to him and shake him a little bit.
What can I do for you, Captain? I'm sorry, I must have dozed off.
Sorry to wake you up, matey. Yeah, I was wondering, is the Plank King still alive, or?
As far as I know, I think some of him and his men are hiding somewhere amongst the island. But I don't know for sure.
From where we're at, how do you get over to Darktow?
Well, I would imagine you walk through the jungle, of course.
Aha! Very funny.
Well, I mean, what do you want from me?
I mean, is it mountainous? Is it rugged? Is it flat?
It's a jungle island. The majority of the island in the middle is a jungle, and there's lots of rocks and sand and cliffs, and, well, at the very southern point of the island, there's an undead hydra are, attempting to eat us all and kill us all. Just minor things.
Anything dangerous out there we should know about?
He just looks
Like,
at you with a...
As we're going to go toward the Hydra, is there anything in the jungle I need to know about?
Oh, yeah. The jungles are definitely dangerous to travel through. There's no doubt about that.
What's in there?
Things that live in the jungle are, I think.
Well, what'd you get attacked by?
Well, if the raptors don't get you, there is a wandering T-Rex that we've never been able to deal with. Giant bloated flies, jungle flies, the frogs as well. They'll come for you for sure. Alligators, swamp gators of all kind, snakes, the asps are quite venomous. They'll come for you for sure.
All right.
Just
Get some
saying,
sleep.
Captain. Kind of rolls back over on his side.
I stomp up to the upper deck.
Mara, as you're guiding in the acorn, the rest of you on deck, the exception of Asborn, who's now gone below deck, you watch as a grumpy, stomping Tobias appears just as you weigh anchor on the acorn.
Has it been an hour?
I'll say it's been an hour. Ember's back.
Ember, what happened?
Derp,
Yeah, telepathically she can tell me.
derp,
So it was nothing?
derp.
Okay, well, get ready to deal with raptors and T-Rexes and poisonous snakes and toads and bloat flies that suck you dry. Yeah, just atypical stuff in the jungle. And when we
mean,
get
we've
there,
already-
there's an undead Hydra.
None of that's new.
And the Plank King's probably still alive, holed up in the ruins somewhere. So
Maybe if you
he's
say
probably
something next time.
he's probably weakened and probably on his last leg.
I mean, do we
The
really
good
want to
one,
take
not
out
the
Plank
wooden
King?
one. Huh?
Do we really
No.
want to take out the Plank King?
You want the Plank King to help us.
I never said that.
So I'm going to ask Ember how far she got into the
But things
jungle.
happen. So let's go.
Jason,
I'm sorry I missed that.
it's okay. I'm going to ask Ember how far she got into the jungle.
She communicates to you that when she got near Darktow, she lost her memory. She came out of existence and doesn't remember anything since then as soon as she got near Darktow. There's a slight vision of the full form of Scourge within Darktow, but that's all you kind of telepathically receive from her. It's very strange.
What all did she see up until that point?
Pretty much exactly as Tobias described. Flying over a mix of canopy jungle.
Cannibal jungle?
Yeah,
Cannibal jungle!
Animal jungle.
Too awesome.
The center of the island, mostly canopy of jungle-like trees. There's mixed broken cliff surfaces with rock. But most of the approach to Darktow when she was getting closer was devoid of most cover. Most of it's jagged and broken cliffs at this point.
Did she see any people?
Go ahead and give me a perception check for her, and we'll see if she remembers seeing anybody.
Perception is
Wisdom.
wisdom. Because I don't think she's got bonuses to perception. So, 14.
14. She does recall seeing some people in hiding as she flew over the jungle canopy.
Would she remember where they were?
Somewhere in the very dense middle of the island.
Okay. And I can see that picture in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. Ember found some people hiding in the jungle. In the dense middle part of the jungle.
Of course, I guess.
Well, we'll turn them into a pirate army. And we'll assault from the land. Why, the suckers come in here in 4 days can assault from the sea.
Okay.
And
Let's go find
then,
them.
if it doesn't work, we'll become jungle people.
On a different island.
No, we'll never be able to leave. All the ships will be destroyed. We'll live here till the
We'll
day we
become
die.
Jungle people.
Which won't be long if we're living on the island with Scourge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, ready? Sounds great, doesn't it? It sounds exactly like one of our adventures that we've been on.
Doggy!
Whatever.
Just a pirate life.
It's life.
Yo ho, yo ho.
Where are all the hoes?
All right. And the rowboats.
Alrighty.
So
Do we want to take
already-
the rowboats or do we want to just swim?
Swim?
You can walk on the water if you want to.
I don't want to do that. Let's get in a rowboat like every other pirate.
Tobias,
row over
as you
I would
look,
like to swim.
Yeah, Tobias, as you look over, you watch as a great white kind of takes the remains of a corpse underwater with it.
Yeah.
Never mind, we're gonna rowboat.
Are you going to walk on the water? Or are you going to swim in the water? I think they'll get you either way.
I mean, I still kind of want to swim,
I'm
but
gonna
I
rowboat.
won't. I won't.
You guys just don't want to row a boat.
No, I just really like the water.
I mean, I don't mind rowing a boat.
Okay, good. Let's get in the boat.
So as you
How
guys,
many fit in the boat?
you can get up to 7 individuals in the tandem. It's mostly already kind of prepared. You just got to swing it over the edge, lower it, climb into it, and then make your way to the shore.
I'm making sure I have both of my bags.
Okay.
You know, the big one
All of our
and then the
equipment.
knapsack and all the equipment that's in them.
One of the sailors walks up to you, Tobias. Your orders, Captain.
Take care of the ship. If it's in danger, sail away.
And then return for us.
And rendezvous with the other ships that are en route.
They'll be here in 4 days.
Aye, aye, Captain.
They'll be here in around 4 days.
Good to know. Glad you shared that with us.
Yeah, sure. Have a good time. Don't drink too much rum.
And stay out of sight of Darktow.
And keep an eye on that guy we pulled out of the drink.
Yar. Happy to, Captain.
If he turns green or sprouts gills, run him through and throw him overboard.
Will do, Captain. You sure we need to wait? Should we just assume he will?
I'll leave that up to you.
Wait.
Okay.
Aye,
I'll get in the boat.
Captain. Marcus, Stuart, let's get going. Let's get busy. And they go about doing their duty and doing everything they need to do. Keep the acorn ready to either sail or defend itself. You guys all make your way into the tandem, push away from the edge of the boat, and begin to pull the oars in the direction of the beach. Bumping into the occasional bit of debris, you watch as a partially gnawed-on arm kind of bumps in to the tandem and then kind of slips away. You watch as a huge swirling feeding pool nearby kind of like embolizes the fact that there's probably lots of different underwater creatures here feeding off the remains of whoever, is here. Drifting closer and closer to the shore, you're now beginning to hear normalized jungle noises. You hear the scraping sound of the tandem running onto the beach, gravelly kind of beach at first, and then kind of like a mix of shell and sand. Directly in front of you is a sheer cliff that goes up maybe 100 feet or so. Off to your left, you can see where the beach kind of disappears into the beginning of a jungle edge, but to the right, the beach seems to just run into the extension of the cliff that you can see in front of you. The beach doesn't appear to be disturbed in any way, but everybody go ahead and give me perception checks.
I'm gonna have Ember out and watching too.
14
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
8.
25.
I
Okay.
got an 18.
Oswald?
Dragging my hand through the water.
20.
Ember got
20.
a 3.
Okay. As a
Oswald said, "I
group-
never started on a boat."
As a group, not too bad, with the exception of Mara kind of still being a little pissy about not swimming.
Man, the water was right there.
I'm just like dragging my hand through the water, staring at it.
Asborn kind of leans against the the tandem, looks at all of you. If you don't mind, I will stay with the tandem while you all run along and do your thing. Looking off in the direction to the right of the beach and straight ahead, it's all sheer cliff. To the right, it kind of goes out into like a jetty of water and rock. The cliff itself is very tall, but gradually descends down off to the left, where the beginning of the jungle and the water's edge kind of meet. The cliffs kind of rise again, but there's about 100-foot stretch of the jungle beginnings and the beach ends. This seems to be the only entry point into the jungle.
Barn. You ain't getting out of this easy. You're on point.
No, I'm not.
Duly noted. Non-participation mark in the captain's log.
Oh, you act like you know how to write and read. We know the truth, Tobias. Is your pen in the shape of a cheese wedge, by the way? And she just
Fighting words.
and she just leans back and starts, strumming her lute. Just
Does that count as bardic inspiration?
And Tobias did run away, and Tobias did flee. Tobias is no taller than my shortest knee.
I'll flee from your bad music.
But yes, I will say you all have a D6 of inspiration as Asborn just kind of giggles. I wonder what my new party will be.
I'm with you on that line.
Before we enter into the jungle, could I cast Pass Without a Trace, please?
Absolutely. You all have plus 10 to your stealth checks.
Thank you.
And how long does that last for? Up to an hour?
Or an hour, and
Okay.
it is concentration.
Yep. Okay. Good to know.
Because if we're going to be coming across beasties, we should maybe have an advantage on that.
As you guys get closer to the edge of the beach and the beginning of the jungle canopy, you watch as Sam does the flourish, and you're a bit more silent when you shift and move. This jungle area is very thick, densely undergrown. Looking around, no obvious sign of activity. There are entry points, but it would require a bit of a hack and slash process to get deeper in and to find a way directly into this jungle area. All manner of creatures can be heard. Off in the distance, you can hear.
Who's taking point?
Ah,
I can take
okay.
point. I
And
can
you
take
are the
point.
captain.
I'll take point.
I can take point. How about Tobias? How about you and I take point?
That defeats the purpose of a point. The point
No,
is one
because
person.
We'll be even more of
The
a point
pointy
if you're
part
up
of
on
the
my
party
shoulder.
is the point.
We'll be even
And that's
more
one
of a point
person.
if you're up on my shoulder.
No, don't worry about it. You got to heal us when I get killed.
Killed. When I get killed.
So you hang back and I'll do the front part and you in the middle part there. And when something eats me, make sure it spits me out and then you can heal me.
Okay.
Plus,
It's a whole lot of responsibility.
all right.
Pressure.
So I use my sword to cut through the foliage and make a nice little path.
So, Tobias, you go in first. Who's behind Tobias?
I'll go next.
Killed. Who's next?
Mara, you
Well, I was
go-
going to say, Mara, what if you take the rear? Because just in case.
Okay.
I'm a chicken.
I can be the rear. That's fine.
so who's going in after Tobias?
Go in,
I'll
that's
go
fine.
in. I'll go in after Tobias.
Okay.
We all go back to the ship on second thought.
Who's going in after Fire?
That's me.
Okay.
Or
So
Oswald.
Well, here.
who's going after
Sorry,
Sam?
Oswald.
We want Oswald in the middle.
So Oswald after Sam. You there, Oswald?
I'm here.
Okay. And then bringing up the rear is Mara.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys begin to trudge through the first leg of this journey, what direction are you attempting to locate? Are you attempting to locate what Fire has described, where possible survivors are?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. As you begin to make your way into this jungle canopy, all manner of sounds and creature noises can be heard. Howler monkeys. Every now and then, a familiar kind of toucan-like bird goes flying overhead. Bird noises are chittering and making sounds all around you. The occasional roar off in the distance. And every now and then, explosions as the battle of whatever's going on at Darktow seems to kind of ebb and then start up and ebb. All of you go ahead and give me survival checks, please.
I have Ember out and trying to direct me as to where the
17, 18.
where she
You got
saw
it.
them.
Tobias got an 18.
14.
Okay.
12.
Okay. Oswald,
16.
16. Sam, what'd you get?
Is Sam lagging?
Yeah.
I thought she'd said.
I said 19. Can you hear me?
Now I
19,
can,
there
yes,
she is.
19. As a group, pretty good. Now I need everyone to give me stealth checks.
That's with a plus 10, yes?
Yep.
Yes.
Thank God.
What's
Thank God, 'cause I
17
rolled a
plus
3.
7?
So 13.
Oh, that is so good. That's a natural 18.
I got
33.
a 34. I got a
33.
34. 34.
Disappeared.
I got a 34.
That'd be the
What-
best stealth I've ever rolled.
What'd you get
I
out?
rolled a 17 and I had a plus 17.
Sam, what'd you get?
Got a 13. I'm very lucky that I cast that. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, I'm
Wait,
going to add my
what's your
inspiration. Sorry.
yeah? What's your plus? Do you have no pluses for
A
stealth?
minus to stealth. I am very bumbly.
Minuses.
I
So
got
I'm
20.
going to add an extra 2 and make it a 15.
I
Okay.
got 22.
22 for Oswald.
34.
What'd you
I
get
got a
to
30, 33.
33? So, making your way through this area of the jungle, every now and then you watch as a rather large snake kind of slithers away underneath the foliage. You watch as oversized plants close up and kind of curl away as you guys are traversing through this area. Most things seem to want to avoid you. All of you kind of looking to your right, you can see 2 or 3 kind of howler monkeys looking down, watching you as you kind of pass by. Still no sign of footfalls or traffic or any kind of purposely made trail, but the occasional game trail can be found where either lesser creatures are using it to traverse the undergrowth. But for the next 20 minutes or so, all of you are kind of moving and shifting. At some point, you guys hear "ouch," which Sam kind of blurts out. Sam, you look down to see that you have stepped on a 3-inch long thorn that you kind of lift your foot off of and away, and you watch as this plant-like manifestation opens up near you and swallows you into it.
Ah,
You guys all watch as Sam is just swallowed up by a plant. Go ahead and take 12 points of force damage Give me a con save, please.
Okay. Give my 12 points. Hold on. And con save. God. 4.
You are now poisoned. Take 36
I'm
points.
immune to poison.
Oh, okay. You are not poisoned, and you do not take any damage, but you can feel it trying to course through your veins. And you can just feel this creature is now, whatever this thing is now restrained you. All of you can now see these tendrils of like vines kind of shifting and moving about, almost as if the thorn had triggered it. And you can see the struggling form of Sam on the inside of this kind of like organic enclosure.
We'll shoot for the base of it.
Okay. Give me a D20.
I'm going to use my pistol, so I'm going to do... let me look at my character sheet. Bandoliers of pistols. So, an 18.
Okay.
A dirty 20.
Okay, you guys hear a pistol shot. Crack! You watch as it strikes the base of the plant. A bunch of the foliage that makes up the surrounding form of it kind of wilts away. The vines kind of pull in, and the whole thing just disgorges Sam out onto the jungle floor and kind of rolls away back into the undergrowth.
Thanks, Captain. Just
Yeah,
like
you
coughing
all right?
and spitting. Fine.
That happened.
All right. Now, when I'm going through the jungle, I keep an eye out for those thorns.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception.
Send Pepper up as well
24.
to keep an eye.
Okay.
I got a 24.
24. You figure out the pattern of those vines and thorns, and you're now managing to steer the group towards a less dense collection of them. Now looking for telltale signs, you could see that they're kind of in clusters. After about 5 minutes of shifting and moving away, you watch as the last clusters of these things kind of disappear behind you, and now you're, back onto one of the game trails and going deeper into this jungle canopy, this overgrowth. Pepper, is he going to fly above the canopy or amongst the trees?
How high is Ember flying?
Ember's not flying that high.
So probably around the same height as Ember, just keeping an eye out, just an extra pair of eyes.
How high is Ember flying?
Not that much high, but maybe 10 feet.
Okay.
E-Rex height.
And I'm 6 feet, so, she's like 5 feet or 4 feet above me.
Okay. At some point, you watch as hanging snakes attempt to grab both Pepper and Ember. They easily kind of avoid and skip by them, but now you're beginning to wonder as you look at these jungle-like trees leaning. Every now and then something slithers, disappears up.
Cannibal trees. Okay, so Ember is let's come closer, honey.
Everybody go ahead and give me fresh perception checks.
Perception. 19.
Okay.
17.
And,
Okay.
Ooh, Ember got a dirty 20.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
15.
a natty 20.
Okay.
Ember got a natty 20.
I got a 24.
Sam.
22 for me, 21 for Pepper.
Mara, you got a 15?
16. Oh, 15, yes.
15, and Oswald, you got a 17. I need the two of you to make dex saves, please.
Oh, God. At least I'm good at those. Math. 18?
18. You
I also got
watch.
an 18.
Okay, the two of you watch as asps strike out from the undergrowth, striking both of you in the calf. I need con saves, please.
$22.
22.
Also 22.
Good Lord, what are you two doing, man? Get off the frequency. Get off the frequency. Both of you avoid being poisoned and take half of 22 points of poison damage for 11 points of poison damage.
Poison, not acid. Damn it.
Yep. Sorry.
It's just a
Sorry,
snake.
Charlie.
Jeff was right. Never get out of the frickin' boat. All right.
Continuing through the undergrowth, you're now assailed by swarms of mosquitoes, making perception a bit more difficult, travel a little bit more slow. You've been traveling now for a good 45 minutes, making your way deeper and deeper in the jungle. Fire, give me perception with disadvantage, please, as you're swatting these mosquitoes out of your face.
18.
18. None of this is looking familiar yet. It's kind of hard to tell from the groundward position, considering when Ember came through here, she was flying above the canopy. But I will say, all of you go ahead and give me fresh survival checks. We'll see if you're still feeling like you're on the course to get to the center of this jungle area.
Hey, Fire, would your tiny... Oh, that's terrible. It's 12. Would your hut thing travel with you?
No, it's
Will it follow
stationary.
you? It's stationary, damn.
Only way it
15
moves
for
is
me.
if I cast it on the boat, and then it moves with the
Right.
boat.
Darn.
So 15 for you, Sam. Mara, what'd you get for survival?
12.
Fire.
12.
Fire, what'd you get for survival?
22.
Tobias?
I got an 8.
Oswald?
18.
Fire, knowing what you know, for the most part, you feel like you're on some kind of correct path leading into the center of the jungle. Looking back from where you came, looking up to see what limited conditions of the sky that you can see, it would appear that your trajectory seems okay, the direction that you're going. All of you begin to hear two people talking. Don't know why he has us out here. No one's ever going to come this way. Be quiet. You know this thing's out here is going to eat us. Just be quiet.
Does everyone hear that?
Yeah, I think everyone
That's not
picked
me
it.
asking. That's
Yeah.
Callista asking.
I see
not
all of
Fire.
you just kind of freeze at the same time. As
Yeah.
somewhere off to your right, 50 feet or so in the very dense part of the jungle path that you're not following, you can hear these voices talking to each other.
We have that telepathic bond, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so I'm going to say, guys, I'm going to send Fire. I'm going to send Ember. I'm going to send myself.
I can send myself in the form of a dragon.
Send myself in the form of dragon. Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna put my hand on someone because I'm gonna close my eyes and peep through her eyes.
Okay. Give me stealth for Ember.
Stealth is something she's better at. Okay, come on, roll high, baby, roll high. 17.
17. As Ember kind of flits through the jungle canopy and up and avoiding hanging snakes, she kind of hovers on a branch or like a clump of jungle fruit, and she kind of settles on it. And she's staring down at two individuals that are kind of half-heartedly, they've made like a makeshift kind of campsite. Nothing overly complex or significant. One of the individuals appears to be like goblin in nature, and the other one appears to be human. They are dressed in what would be best described as leathers and tunics and kind of typical breech-like clothing of sailors. Scimitars or cutlasses at their waist, pistols at their waist. They've made rudimentary kind of ability to either sit or lay down. there's the remnants of a fire that maybe was used recently. She also picks up on a opening or a pathway behind them that's been quite curated and purposely made. It looks to be about 2 feet in width, 4 feet in height. A significant amount of vegetation been cleared to create an access to this point. All around, they've done some clearing of maybe 20 or 30 feet. The two sailors seem to just... The goblin... I know that being out here is scary, but you know what, Reginald? You could at least try to keep an eye out and keep your fucking voice down. I didn't sign up for no picket duty. I'm a pirate, not a shore guard. Well, he says we have to do it, so we have to do it. It's our responsibility. Yes, well, I'm going to catch a nap. And he kind of sits down on one of the bundles of leathers and pulls his hat forward and begins snoring. Oh, I always get stuck with the fucking lazy ones, I do. The goblin kind of sits there, cleaning his pistol and looking right and left, keeping an eye out and things. You don't get the feeling that they've heard any of you at this point.
I shared that mind to mind with everyone.
Okay.
So what do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna go in that crevice behind them.
Go parlay and have them take us into the camp, or we kill them and walk into the camp.
Who's our best negotiator? Who's persuasive?
Asborn.
Okay, go back and get Asborn.
Not help.
We'll wait. No, I'm just kidding. She decided to stay at the boats in the rear with the gear.
You know, who here?
Pogue. Anyway. Let's see.
I'm not very persuasive.
I'm pretty persuasive.
I'm down for sneaking past them because we still have pass without a trace on us.
Right, but our whole purpose for coming here was finding people to like get them on our side. To like,
yeah,
right.
But if we sneak in, we show our worth to whoever's in the camp. We snuck by their stupid pickets.
True.
So let's attempt to do that.
Okay.
And if they catch us, then I'll parlay and get us into the camp. So either way, we'll all be okay. And if they put up a fight, we'll kill them. Okay.
Plan.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
How about if they put up a fight, we capture them?
Yeah, let's not kill them because then the rest of the camp won't want to talk to us if we've killed them.
We need fighters. We're fighting a giant undead hydra.
I got you. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll try not to.
Ready, plan.
1, 2, 3. Storm chaser.
Hey.
So what's the plan?
We're gonna attempt to
Sneaking?
sneak by them.
If they catch us, we'll fight them and capture them.
Okay, so everybody give me fresh stealth checks.
If they don't want to parlay. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Green
Oh my
giant.
god, that's even better.
27.
34.
Okay.
We still have the 10, right?
Yep, you still have about 15 minutes left on the pass without a trace.
I have 27. I
Okay.
hope that makes it.
I got a natty 20. So I got 37.
Oswald?
21.
21. As all of you following the description that Ember had given Fire and the understanding of where they are, you managed to use both the cover of sound and the undergrowth to sneak around them and make your way to the opposite side of their own camp, easily finding the trail that has been carved leading to their camp. I would say, Tobias, you also find a snare trap nearby.
I was gonna say I want to check for traps on this.
Yeah, your passive perception. This was not a very well laid trap. It seemed to be more of a warning than actually designed to do harm. As anyone snared in it, a series of seashells and other things would have collapsed from a large bag held above it, giving off a location of whoever was like making their way through this point. You managed to all sneak past this first picket line. You now have a well-defined trail, and are you on the trail or alongside it, or how are you continuing at this point?
Since we're doing the, I'll just go up a little bit ahead and be sneaky, and we'll stay on the path. I'll check for traps, and also check to see if there's anybody watching the path.
Okay.
Pickets in the in the jungles off the side of the path, anything like that.
Can I
Okay.
I'll
keep
check
an eye
up
on
in the
our
trees to see if there's anybody up in the trees in a tree like platform or something like that.
Okay. So original lineup, and you guys are continuing your stealthy-like journey down this path that is now more available to you. Tobias, being at the very lead, give me a perception check, please.
Murph.
Perception.
Perception.
17.
17. You get to a point where you can hear voices up ahead. I don't think they're ever going to find him. We keep looking, but everywhere we go, we cannot find him. You can hear heavy footsteps kind of shift 20, 30 feet up ahead. And then you hear a female voice. Well, it's our job to find him, dear. So we need to. We've got pickets out. Someone's bound to find where he's gone. But for now, we follow Tolerant's orders and do what's expected of us. Now, would you please go and relieve the two up on the picket, if you would be so kind? I don't want to. Don't like that goblin. He's always so full of piss and shit. And now you can hear heavy footsteps coming your direction.
All right, I'll tell everybody to get into the jungle, and I'll slip into the jungle.
Okay.
And
Sticking with your same stealth rolls, all of you quickly react, disappear into the jungle undergrowth. As you watch a half ogre form just kind of traipse right by, wearing a very silly giant pirate hat. He's got a small cannon braced on his back. You can see a large kind of two-handed axe resting in his hands as he goes marching right by you, back down the trail that you came from and in the direction of where the picket is. You no longer hear the female voice anymore. You kind of peek around down the trail to see that it just kind of continues on around a bend. You watch as the half ogre disappears back in the direction that you came from.
Do I recognize the voice?
No, you do not.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if it was Allison from...
Tobias, did you relay all that information to us telepathically?
Yeah.
Mind linky.
Did any of us recognize the name to Tolerand?
No, the name is unfamiliar to all of you.
I will... Now, did she walk away, or did it seem like that the ogre left from the position they were at and continued down the path?
Give me a survival check.
I think I got a 12. A 12.
Hard to tell.
Okay, I will sneak it up to where I heard the voices coming from then.
As you get there, no sign of anybody. The trail continues on a very long, gradual bend off to your left. Heavily undergrowth to the right and the left. You can make out chatter, more like lots of voices in conversation. The occasional laughter, clinking of mugs. It sounds like a much larger camp somewhere up ahead, maybe 100 feet or so.
Okay. Hey, hold your positions. I'm going to move up and check this out. I hear more voices up here.
Okay, so for you,
So
Tobias, give me a...
Ember?
Okay. If you want to.
We're all saying this mind to mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get Ember. Send Ember.
Okay. She takes off.
Does she get passed without a trace too?
Is it up to 7 willing or 6 willing, Sam?
No, it's
Let me
10.
pull it up.
Oh, it could be 10.
I thought it was like a lot.
Yeah. I'll say that
Without a trace. Oh, bugger. Come on. It says each creature you choose within 30 feet of you.
It doesn't have a up to?
Doesn't say.
As soon as she leaves that 30 feet, she will lose the ability. So
Okay.
go ahead and give me a stealth check for the first 30 feet.
With the 10
Mm-hmm.
would be 20.
Okay.
30, 20.
As she leaves the area, it drops down to a 10. In your mind's eye, you watch as a snake grabs her, takes 12 points of piercing damage, and winks out of existence.
Yep.
Okay. Did you relay that to me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll sneak up.
But give me a fresh stealth. For the first 30 feet plus 10, it'll drop beyond that.
Okay. So 9, 10, so 25.
As you make your way up, disappearing from view from everybody behind you and leaving that area of effect, you hear a female voice. Well, 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 what do we have here? A little mouse lost? And you look to your right to watch as this female fire genasi steps out of the canopy of undergrowth, a huge handheld pistol pointed directly at you, a rapier tucked at her left side. She's dressed in very flamboyant oranges, yellows, and greens, long white, reddish hair flowing with the flame effect of her kind, dark, embery skin. You can see embers of pupils kind of looking at you. Leave, you better speak now, or I will merely blow your head off. Who are you, and how did you get past my pickets?
Captain Tobias Fairweather of the Crimson Mouse.
Never
I am
heard
here
of
to
it.
parlay.
Parlay, are you? You and what army? I only see you.
Well, you know.
I mean, at this point, I would say let's just go.
Well, are you gonna honor the pirates' parlay, or aren't you?
You don't look like a pirate to me. I don't recognize you. Crimson Mouse, you say?
Yeah.
You watch as she kind of braces her pistol into her belt, looks the direction that you came from, looks, well, please, after
Ask him,
you.
Tobias, if he wants us to come too.
No.
Okay.
Just
You want your first
Okay.
mate with you?
keep yourselves hidden for now.
She's
in
also
case.
kind of like Bizarra Mara.
See if you can,
He's like
see if you,
anti-Mara or
see if you
opposite of
can
Mara.
see if you can move up after we leave.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So I'll.
So, the Crimson Mouse, you say? Have you
Yeah.
been based out of Darktow? I mean, normally I know all my...
Yeah, this is the first time I've been to Darktow. We're here to
so,
try to take care of that creature.
So an independent contractor seeking death. Interesting. Well,
Yeah, that's what I've been doing for a long time now. It hasn't found me yet, so I'm
perhaps
doing pretty good.
Perhaps a word with Tolerand will settle this situation. Please come with me. And you watch as the two of you in parallel begin to walk in the direction where the chatter and the talk is now getting louder.
What's your name?
Oh, dear, my name is Samanith.
Huh?
The Manith?
The Manish?
Samanith.
She's a man? She's mannish?
Samathe.
Oh, okay.
Samanith Athuzala, at your service. I must admit, you must be quite sneaky and quiet to get by those two.
I'm a mouse.
Well, I believe you're a mouse folk, dear. Most
Oh,
mice merely get eaten or stepped on.
Thank you. I appreciate you calling me by what I am. Most people I know don't do that.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Do you lash them or throw them overboard?
I've been wanting to nail some of their feet to the deck and whip them with my cat of nine tails, but I don't know. I don't have many crew, so I don't want to waste them.
How unpiratey of you. Interesting. You watch as you stumble out with her into the full sense of this encampment. Best you could tell, there's maybe 3 or 4 dozen individuals here of all variety. Goblins, hobgoblins, orcs, humans, the occasional single-patched eyed dwarf. All of them kind of stop their chattering to see what just stumbled out of the edge. And then you hear kind of like a lilty kind of noble voice kind of go, well, Samantha, what have you found in the jungle? This is a very interesting individual. You watch as a very tall, muscular furbog comes walking over, decked out in very kind of regal, high noble kind of like finery, robes and reds and pinks and yellows. You clearly can see a marquee, like denoted sash out of Nicodranus, kind of, tied off at the waist. The furbog walks over, standing roughly 8 feet. Oh, well, I'm sorry, I didn't. What's your name again, Captain?
Captain Tobias Fairweather of the Crimson Mouse.
I'm sorry, Tolerant, I'm not familiar with it. Neither am I. What brings you to our little jungle island, young mouse folk?
Well, kind of have to get that undead Hydra taken care of, and just making our way to Darktow, and heard tell there might be some survivors here, and thought I'd come in and see if I could persuade y'all to help me out.
One can begin to put little pieces of your conversation together, young Tobias, Captain, if you say so. One would assume.
I like that.
One would assume that you had the ability to spy on us. One would assume you come here with purpose. Walking into the jaws of death means that either you've taken agreements that are quite idiotic or dangerous by nature, and you watch as he goes like this. Samantha, let's assume his crew is out there hiding. Take a picket with you to be sure. Please. Tobias.
Passing this on telepathically, by the way.
Okay. Tobias, please, come and sit with me by the keg. Let us have a conversation.
Ah, sounds great. So are you all that's left at Darktow?
I believe there could be more survivors out there. Me and mine are here making do as best we can while searching for our leader. But, young Tobias...
Who's your leader?
Well, who's our leader, you mean? If you truly are a pirate, you must know.
Are you talking about the Plank King?
Yes, I am specifically speaking of the Plank King. He's been missing for the better part of 3 days. We've been looking for him. The initial assault...
He's on our ship! No.
The initial assault made by the Hydra has been difficult, to say the least. We've lost many people. We've lost access to our town. We've lost most of our ships. We have some on the westerly side of the island. We avoid Darktow as best we can. We understand there may be more groups of us out there amongst hiding, doing their best to survive. There is some kind of fighting still lingering, though I'm not really sure who that is. Probably old Broken Tooth himself, but he is a stubborn orc. But Can
I ask a question?
I would prefer an honest answer at some point, but sure, feel free to ask a question.
What describe the Plank King.
Describe him. Now, why
Yeah.
would I do that? You should know what he looks like.
I've never met him.
Well, then you're obviously not a pirate. All of us are sworn to his fealty as pirates.
Just because I haven't gotten around to getting over here doesn't mean I'm not a pirate.
Independent privateers are strongly discouraged.
Well, no disrespect. I just haven't gotten over here. Now that I'm here, there's no Darktow and there's no Plank King.
You've noticed this as well. Interesting. What brings you and the Crimson Mouse this far? What brings you out here? Certainly you must have known the threat that waited here. For all of you back in the trail, you can hear people searching and circling and searching and circling.
I want to cast. Well, when we heard that they were going to be, how long did it take for them to get down there?
About 5 minutes or so.
Damn it. Okay. So I was going to say I wanted to cast a tiny hut.
All of
and
you
make it
hear-
look like a jungle rock.
All of you hear a female voice. We know you're here. Please come out. If I get bit by a snake looking for you, I can assure you it's just going to make things worse. And all of you, from your hiding spots, you can see she's pointing off in different directions. You watch as a dwarf kind of stumbles one way.
Okay.
You watch
In
as...
our heads, guys, should we?
Yeah,
Shall
I
we?
think we should.
Yeah, we don't want to get caught like fools.
Okay.
Let them step out.
Okay.
I'll step out.
We'll
Okay.
go.
As you guys,
Cruising,
she
you know,
quickly
we are.
turns to where all of you are hiding. Oswald, do you step out as well?
Hands
Yeah.
not on the weapons. Hands
Okay.
not on the weapons.
Thank you. And you watch as she just kind of flourishes her hat and points. Please, if you will be so kind as to follow me.
Follow.
You guys wind down the trail, making your way in the direction that she had come from. You can see the dwarf and the half-orc and a couple of the other humans kind of flanking, hands resting on weapons, but there's a weariness here. There's exhaustion. There's injury, bandages. There's the signs. All of your passive perception's high enough. As you kind of breach into the main camp, you are now familiar with it as I've described it to Tobias. There are many kind of temporary shelters built. There's huts made of leather and bone and wood. There's ramshackle lean-tos. You can see off to the side over by a couple of large kegs, a furbog and Tobias deep in conversation. There are knots and clusters of people either lingering about or wandering off to do some kind of requirement of whatever their responsibilities are. The smell of food can be smelled. There's 2 or 3 different fire pits that have been hastily brought into existence, fire and food. Immediately as you step into camp, now, I really don't want to be responsible for your weapons or your health. Know that running in any direction will definitely bring something down upon you, whether it's my own men or something that lingers in the jungle. For now, our strength is in numbers. Tobias seems to be your captain, yes? Good. Well, have a seat over here if you would. I will report to my captain. And you watch as she walks in the direction. She posts no guards. Those that walked with you just kind of very exhaustedly kind of either sit or walk over to where the fire pits are with food being either done in like a soup or stew-like fashion. People are either sleeping, eating, drinking, or kind of in just casual conversation. Tobias, you watch as Semanith walks over. Captain, we've found your crew and Captain Tolerond. I do not believe them to be a
They
threat.
let you find them, didn't they?
Yes,
Didn't
they
they
were
step
quite
out?
well
There you
hidden.
go.
I do have to be quite honest with you, Captain Tolerond. They're about as piratey as you are highborn. Just food for thought. And you watch as she kind of turns on her heels and makes her way back in the direction of where the others are. Yes, I think Captain Tobias, we can establish that you are certainly not pirate. Now, if you would kindly
What?
tell
No, they're not going to say that. I'm a pirate.
me, give me a deception check. Or no, persuasion, because you genuinely think that. So I'm
Yeah.
okay with you giving me your persuasion check.
A 17.
17. He looks dubious, but at the same time insightful. Very well. Perhaps you think you are quite
Let's
piratey.
stop with the insults and we can get on with what we need to talk
Well,
about.
I'm not insulting you. Your friends are definitely not piratey. Let's be honest.
Piratey?
Well, you know, dangerous looking.
Oh, yeah.
Geared up for things that are clearly pirate in nature. Their equipment looks sophisticated. Their attire quite refined. And to be honest with you, that halfling looks scarier than shit. And
Yeah, he
I've
is.
always decided that keeping scary crew around, well, albatrosses for sure. But never mind. Let's discuss you and your purpose for being here. Clearly you saw the condition of Darktow. Clearly you saw the debris and most of the remnants of the fleets that were based here.
Yeah.
Or the private ships that were based here. Why are you here? Why have you come? This doesn't make any sense.
We got to take care of that undead Hydra.
Well, yes, we all need to do that, but why you
In
specifically?
his head, I'm saying do not tell him that we let it go.
Is it a him or a her?
Scourge?
It's a
I
him?
think Scourge is male.
No, the pirate.
The Furbog appears to be male, yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, well, specifically we're here to deal with the undead Hydra.
I see. And how exactly do you plan on dealing with something that has killed hundreds, destroyed dozens of ships? Seems to have decided that Darktow itself is its new home. I'm just curious, what magical elixir do you possess that we do not, that will allow you to attain this?
Well, I have a secret weapon, but it's gonna take. It's gonna take more than. I figured getting any and everybody that I can
Care
on my
Bear
side.
stare.
Getting as many individuals on my side as possible and helping would be a good thing. So that's why we came into your camp.
If you
And
seek cannon fodder, I can assure you it is not here. Most of
I
these,
don't want anyone to be cannon fodder.
well, most of these men and women have survived for the better part of a week on either nothing, short ration, or fear. I don't mean to
We can help with
sound.
that.
You can make food, Tobias. You can tell him I can make food.
I have a cleric in my party that can make food and cure wounds and help around the camp.
You have a cleric with you. You watch as he
Yes.
looks over his shoulder. The tabaxi, perhaps? Strange. She looks surprisingly familiar to me.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she's
Does
got
she
a little
have
bitch of a sister that looks kind of like her.
Oh, I am very familiar with her. Stone cold killer. The butcher, we like to call her.
Well, I'll tell you something. Fire makes her look like an albatross. So
You better definitely give me deception on that one.
I'm not deceiving
He's looked at fire and has heard your
Because-
description.
because from
All
what
right, persuasion
her
with.
sister said, she's a freaking stone cold murderer.
But you're assuming that that information's been shared. I'm okay with persuasion with disadvantage at this point.
All right, well, I'm not going to persuade her then. It's going to be a.
Him.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to
I
persuade
am
him.
not a killer.
Persuasion.
I am not a killer.
Persuasion. I got a 3, so.
I'm not a crook.
I'm not a crook. My sister is mistaken.
Oh, very well. Yeah, she definitely looks like a stone cold killer for sure. Nevertheless, do not believe I've seen, if you declare that to be his sister, I've not seen her sister for some time.
Yeah.
She comes and goes at her leisure. She had
So,
long since left since, this particular creature has made its way here. Do you...
so are you with us?
I'm not quite sure how to be with you. There are 5 of you.
Yeah, for now.
For now. So you have more people coming?
Oh yeah, I have a fleet coming.
Oh, a fleet, you say? And how many
Yep.
ships and soldiers and sailors?
Aha. I'll leave that for me to know.
Well, if you want us to trust you, and you want our numbers, starting off with deception is not
I don't
good
want to
idea.
deceive you. I don't want to deceive you, but
So
you
you
are
do-
pirates, right?
So
You're
you don't...
very piratey, and I don't want you to try to pirate any of my ships and know my exact numbers.
He kind of looks around at his campsite. You watch as a dwarf kind of pukes and has a huge head wound. You watch as an elf, a half elf, is like just barely alive.
I don't know
under
if I
one
want
of
these sons of bitches.
barely alive under the lean-tos. And the Toleron looks back at you. Captain Toleron looks at you. Are you fucking kidding me? Look at the condition of my people.
All right. I'll give you that. I have. How many ships do we have coming?
Well, we
Is
have
it
the
5?
5 or 6?
5, and then weren't there more?
It was like 4 or 5.
Hold on, I'm looking. I wrote it down. We had 4, including the acorn. 1, 2.
And then the other
4.
people
And
are
then
showing up, though,
two new
right?
ships. 2 new ships, the Ivory Tooth and the Half Smile. So it was 6 ships, including the acorn that's already here.
You also have the additional ships.
I
Yeah.
thought that was the. Were there more than just the 2?
The Cobalt Soul and the Dwendals are
We're
sending.
sending how many?
They're sending
I don't
5.
remember.
They're sending 5 war galleys,
And then 5 war galleys. Okay.
Oh, then 5 were.
and those are huge. Those are capital
Oh.
ships.
Okay.
I have.
1.
Now, we're parlaying, so I'll trust you with this. I have 12 ships coming, 5 of which are capital ships.
Oh, capital ships, you say?
Mm.
Well, either that's a lie, or that involves politics.
We're getting anybody we can. Obviously, I look around. You guys couldn't get it done by yourselves, right? So at this point, to save
Fair.
this place, we need to get some allies, and that's what I got.
To save it, or take advantage of its condition?
Oh, that's what I want. A rock with a bunch of busted up stick houses on it.
Be right back, guys.
It's quite wealthy. It has much
Not
to
anymore.
offer.
Well, I'm here to take care of the undead Hydra. If there's some treasure involved in that, good for me. I'm not here on politics. I'm here trying to take care of a problem that,
Do you have a plan? I'm hearing
Yeah.
a fleet of 12 ships, numbering maybe hundreds of crew.
Yeah.
And then there's
Yeah.
the 5 of you here. I mean, do you have a semblance of a plan, Captain?
Yes, we do.
And would you be willing to share at least the basics of said plan?
Well, we have some magical shackles.
Magical shackles.
Why you say things slow that I say like you don't believe me? Getting really tired of it.
Well,
Okay,
well,
so let's just. I'm gonna tell my story, and then you can make fun of me.
over the shoulder of the furball, you can see the fire genasi just kind of like snickering into her hand, just kind of enjoying the act, the behavior.
So,
Oh, please,
required-
good captain, or shall it be admiral, since you have a fleet coming?
yeah, I guess I would be an admiral.
Please,
That sounds
Admiral,
good.
Admiral Kirk, enlighten me.
I will. Kirk, who's that?
It's very
Admiral
famous.
Patrol.
Through
Very-
our link, I tell him they're making fun of you.
Yeah, I get it. Everybody does.
Well, before
It's
you
the
go
last thing
on,
you do before they die.
before you go on, Captain, please
Yes.
put yourself in my seat.
Uh-huh.
I've been here isolated, fighting as best as we can. I've barely got half of my surviving crew from my 4 ships. 2 of my ships are barely floating off of the western beach that we keep them hidden at. There are a handful of other ships there that I suspect belong to others that are in hiding. You successfully sneak past my pickets. I grant you that. But you show up, parlay into my camp. You claim to be a pirate, but clearly you're a pirate of your own making. Fair enough, I grant you that. But you have 5 capital ships, including your own lesser fleet, joining and coming here at some point. When I ask about a plan and dealing with the Hydra, you merely speak of magical shackles.
Yeah. I was
So-
getting to the rest of it.
I
Go ahead.
understand, but can you at least understand why I'm a bit hesitant?
I don't know why you would be hesitant at all. You guys are camping out like hobos in the middle of the jungle. It's not like you have a lot of options.
Oh, we have plenty
you
of
could-
options. We could just leave. In fact,
Well,
that
I mean,
that seems to be our best option. As soon as our ships are travel worthy, I do, for the most part, plan on taking all of my people with me and safely getting the fuck out
Insight
of
check
here. Yeah, go ahead and give an insight check. You're kind of far from them, so disadvantage.
Okay. Another dice.
well, yeah, you can cut and run and save yourselves.
Yes,
that's always
we
a
could.
perfect idea.
It's a great idea from what
A
I've
9.
seen.
No, it is a great idea. I've seen what
Hard
they've
to
done to the other ship.
read what's going on. Very difficult to read.
I understand. You've been through a lot. And I figured anybody that could survive what happened are probably pretty good fighters. And people that could help us out, not cannon fodder. I don't use people like that. People try to use me like that. I don't let them do it.
Well, whatever it may be, the reality is, without the Plank King to kind of bind us together and keep us motivated, I'm more inclined to take what I have left, get my 2 remaining ships seaworthy, promote a couple of my first mates, put together as many crews as I can, and make for, well, anywhere but here.
All right, getting back to the Plank King.
Yes.
Can you please describe him for me?
Well, he's a rather tall fellow, quite tall, maybe roughly 9 to 10 feet in height,
No, so that ain't the guy at our ship, right?
as far as you know.
I mean, he wasn't that tall, was he?
No, as far as you know, you have a human on your ship.
Okay, no problem. Okay, go ahead.
As he goes on to describe an individual that's best described as someone who's half giant, half human, quite a large individual, a long reddish beard, long reddish hair, quite a charismatic individual as he's described.
Okay. probably
Where's the Plank King now?
They can't find him.
Well, we can't find Pavu. We've been looking for some time. We believe that during this last assault, he had gotten separated from us maybe 2 days ago. And unfortunately, Broken Tooth cannot be, well, convinced to fall back.
So you sent out search parties, or
I do have people looking for him. Should be quite easy to find when he's in his normal form.
What's his other form look like?
what's his other form?
It's normal form.
He takes on many. He's a druid.
Oh. Have you had any other people leave your encampment other than him?
Oh, he was not in my encampment. We lost track of him during the assault.
Okay.
Out of character, how long did that guy say he'd been
About the same time, right?
about the same
That's what I
time?
remember. He said he was out there.
Birds can't
Yes,
shape
they do.
into like humanoid forms, can they?
Not all druids are built alike.
I was.
Ask if one of his forms looks like
Oh, on
in our ship.
I dropped anchor off the coast. While I was there, one of my crew saw a man floating in the water.
Oh,
We took him aboard our ship. He's
Well,
being
definitely
well
chair-
taken care of.
very well.
But could that be the Plank King?
I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't. Did you get a name?
Did we get a name?
Yeah.
Remember, to be honest.
What was this? I
Not
did
in my
write down-
notes.
I did not write down a name. I did not write down a name.
He just went by Thomas.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. He said his name was Thomas.
Not very piratey, is it?
Not really at all.
But he looked like a pirate.
Well, yes. Anybody? Pirate,
I'm
you're
not
not there. I'm like monologuing with a pigeon.
Well, we have telepathy
Yeah, we
with
have the telepathic
Asborn,
bond.
right?
Fair. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Asborn, can you find out who's that guy is on board the ship? See if he's the Plank King.
You get a telepathic message. Oh my! Why is our ship leaving?
No.
Son of a bitch, I knew it.
We left the Plank King on board our ship! And now he's on our ship!
Tobias, did you give the sailors orders to leave? They're full sail. They've raised anchor.
Get over there!
I will do my best. And then
Now! In my
there's-
head.
yeah. Meanwhile, it's like ricocheting off everybody else's brain pan at the same time.
Stop yelling.
All right. Guess what? Dollars to sweet buns.
$1 to sweet buns. $1 to muffins.
Yeah, dollars to muffins. That's the Plank King that just stole my frickin' ship.
Are you saying that in your head?
No, I'm saying it out loud.
Oh. I'm sorry, Captain Tobias. Are you ill? You seem to be quite fitful.
No, I'm pissed.
Oh.
All right. Well, let's say I know where the Plank King is now. Are you gonna take care of this, and we're gonna be all together and go take care of this? And
I don't know. It will be up to him. Are you saying that you found him just sitting here and having a conversation with me? Is he in your...
I think I probably have.
Oh.
We don't know if it was actually the Plank King.
Oh, an old guy we pulled out of the drink just stole my ship. I doubt it. It would take somebody way better than an old man coughing up water to take my ship from my whole crew.
How long did it take for us to?
Yeah,
How
how
long
long
did
have
it
we
take for
been
us
gone?
to travel through the island?
At least over an hour.
Really don't want to get attacked if I fly above the canopy.
So, where are your ships at?
Our ships are on the westerly side of the shore in the Shell Beach Cove. 2 are being repaired. I have a small crew handling that. We get rotations. They come. I send new folks down to do repairs.
Asborn,
I
get
guess-
over there. Hurry. Which way is it
Right.
going?
Can I cast sending?
Mm-hmm.
Asborn, which way is it going?
I'm trying to keep up with it. Would you shut up?
You
Trying
can
to
think
cast,
and roll at the same time.
I'm casting sending.
Have you
and
ever seen
sending.
a tandem where one person's rowing one oar and it just sits there like this? Oh, wait,
See,
the other oar. I
in my
should
head.
use them together. Well, that's a lot easier.
Oh
Yes,
my
I'm.
God. We're not pirates. He's right.
Well, normally I hire people to do this, Tobias. You're being very frustrated with someone that's not quite used to this kind of day labor activity.
Which way's the ship going?
It appears to be going slightly north and around the bend to the other side of the island.
Uh-huh.
There's a very large person on the deck. I'm trying to keep pace with it, but
hey.
there's a very large man with...
Sending to the guy that we left in charge. No. Sorry, go on.
He's quite handsome. Red hair, beard, quite tall. Very tall.
I'm going to kill that redheaded son of a bitch.
So if I cast Sending, the guy that we pulled out of the drink... Thomas?
You just hear... That was the fucking easiest thing I've ever done. Thanks for your ship, mates. It'll be put to good use. Don't worry about your crew. They've been put to work. Thank you.
Yeah,
So I'm
Tobias.
not super concerned about the ship, but he definitely has the manacles.
No, he doesn't. The manacles are on the Crimson Mouse.
Manacles are on the Crimson Mouse.
Manacles are on the Crimson Mouse. That was the acorn.
And I thought we had them on the acorn.
No, we couldn't move them.
No. Because that was the whole thing is we were like, well, we should just attack now. And then we were like...
Yeah,
shit,
so
we
what
don't
you're
have
thinking of,
manacles.
Mara, is when Oswald was deciphering the book, because he did bring the book with him.
Oswald has the book.
Yeah.
But
All right,
no,
well-
the manacles are on the Crimson Mouse. Because we didn't move them.
Well, now he has the acorn. Whatever.
Okay,
Well, so Tobias, that is the Plank King. He
All
took
right.
our ship.
you could call back your people. Plank King's coming over here right now. Should be pulling up to your ships out there pretty soon.
Well, shall we?
On our ship.
No, I ain't gonna say that. Yeah, let's
You're not
go.
going to tell him that he stole our ship?
No!
Okay.
Look like an idiot.
It's going to be quite apparent when we don't have a ship.
Oh, we let him use it.
Right.
Anyway, so that's dealt with. So you're not in charge anymore. It's the Plank King who's in charge I got to talk to. Is that it?
Well, if what you're saying is true, we'll certainly find out when we get there, won't we?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Would you like your crew to come with me?
Yeah.
I
course.
plan on bringing Samantha with us. I'll leave the rest here. The path to the beach isn't far, maybe an hour or so. And given the size of this group now, you guys easily traverse this well-created path because equipment is being brought back and forth from this particular beach. And as you kind of come out from underneath the canopy of trees an hour later, you're looking down a 10-foot kind of like gradual cliff face and that forms into a beach. And out in this bay, you can see two ships that look quite ragtag. Like one mast is kind of like bent over, sails are shredded, and they look anchoring. And you can see water is being brought out from below decks. Then you can see two more ships, kind of like very normal ships of the line, very similar to the Crimson Mouse, medium-sized vessels anchored off to the left. You can see pirate banners kind of waving from each of the masts. And then all of you in unison look off to the right to see the acorn coming off the horizon and around the bend. And after a few minutes, you just watch as the Tolerund individual kind of shuts his eyes for a moment. Well, I'll be damned. I will be fucking damned.
And I'm just shaking my head.
All of you begin to make your way towards the beach. 15 or 20 minutes or so go by, and then you watch as a very large figure rowing a tandem by himself is now approaching the shore. The tandem scrapes onto the beach. You watch this very large 10, 11-foot individual step out of the tandem. The tandem literally rises up as he steps out of it. He looks and he goes, Tolerand, found you another ship to add to the pile. Sorry, Captain Tobias, couldn't help myself. Perhaps maybe, be a little bit more clever.
Like, this is what I get for pulling you out of the water
Well,
and feeding you
yeah, pretty
and
much.
healing you.
Well,
Yeah.
This is what I get.
nobody's
You're
got
stealing my
nothing
ship.
now.
You're as fiery as the butcher. I like her too.
Next time I'm not healing you.
Steps right by
Just
you.
so you know.
So, Tolerant, let us go and gather the men and talk about plans. The massive form of Pavu walking by. People are laughing, and all of you get a D8 inspiration within his presence, almost like a magical effect as he walks by. The amount of charisma pouring off him is beyond irresistible. You guys watch as the tandem hits the beach as Asborn, she pops out. Well, I found it, Captain. It's right there.
Row me out to my ship. I get in the boat.
Roll you out to your ship, you say.
Row me out to my ship.
Captain, as much as I dislike what they did, I believe that they're meeting all together. And as the head of our crew, you might want to be involved in that conversation.
Get back. Row me out to the ship.
Asborn just looks at you and walks right by you. I think there's bigger things afoot here. Your emotion is your problem, not mine. He is stunning. I want to find out more. And you watch as she disappears
Go
into
hump
the...
'em. I'm going out to my ship.
I'm like petting Tobias. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It's not the Crimson Mouse. It's not the Crimson Mouse. It'll be okay.
Get me. I lost the command of the ship. I gotta get it back.
This isn't your ship.
Help
This
me
isn't
with
your
this
ship.
boat. Help me with the
This is
boat.
just, it's just a
Help me with
ship.
this boat. Get it in the water. Hurry up.
You need to stay.
They're just picking
That's an order.
Join under Hydra.
I
Samantha's
gotta do
just...
more piratey stuff. You don't want to be whipped, do you?
The fire genasi is just standing there. She just looks at all of you dealing with Tobias. Does he normally get like this?
Sometimes he's worse.
Oh.
It gets very worse.
Oh dear. What is your name, you short, dark, broody one?
Oswald.
You watch as she kind of steps towards you, looking down at your halfling form. Huh. That's an interesting decoration in your chest.
Thank
Use it
you.
on 'em.
He won it in a game.
She kind of looks over
If
to
you
where
call
you...
a game stealing a crack an egg.
Hey, I call what you did a game.
Oh,
Funny
You won.
matchstick.
you've stolen a kraken egg, have you?
She didn't say that out loud.
Yes, I
You
did.
share that information.
She leans down past your face. You can feel the heat of her skin because it's like crackling and kind of popping. Her hair in flames, mostly illusionary. She taps it. Interesting. Well, we all have a purpose. Please, back to camp. I can assure you, Captain Tobias, your ship is fine. Pavu can be playful. Consider it a test that you may have just barely passed. Not everything is what it seems, as they say. Follow me. She steps back into the trail, back towards the main camp.
The one up away from the beach?
Correct. The one,
Okay.
the central camp that they were at.
I stomped down the trail. Inspiration. I don't want his D8 of inspiration.
You guys hear Tobias stomping down the pathway. Are all of you following?
Yep.
Yeah.
Standing
in mind,
orders,
if you don't-
never
if you-
take
if you don't
anybody
tell-
else on board the ship.
If you don't tell me you're following someone, I'll assume you're not. So,
I'm following.
okay.
To
Someone
figure out what's going on.
Screaming. If someone's screaming for their lives in the ocean, we're passing them by.
Okay.
This is the last time I'm getting tricked.
Samantha kind of slows up purposely to wait for you, Tobias. Don't feel bad. You should see some of the shit he pulls with me. I didn't really believe he was dead. I just didn't know what he was doing. But
Sleeping on our ship, apparently.
Sleeping and eating our food and stealing my ship.
well, okay, calm down. I'm
Found
sure.
him. He was close to death. I'd say he owes us.
I
Has to be piratey. You're gonna see us being piratey.
don't know if he was truly close to death. It takes quite a
We go
bit to kill
fireballs
him.
into your ships and teach you a lesson.
Well, you are an angry little mouse, aren't you?
Nodding behind him.
Well, perhaps some fine Darktow rum will change your mind.
Ooh,
Please.
Tobias, rum. And how about dice? We could play dice.
Oh, bones
No.
are always being thrown.
You have those dice that we got. We can play with those.
I don't
your
wanna play with-
head. In
Listen-
your head, I'm saying the dice that win.
Oh, yeah, well, I'll let you play with those.
Okay.
As you get closer to the main camp after an hour goes by of banter, you can now hear the big voice of Pavu kind of bellowing out to the other sailors and those that are kind of like
Grumble,
gathered
grumble,
up
grumble.
around him. You can see Captain Tolerand off to the side. Now, mates, I know that last assault didn't go so well, but we did a number to it. We were able to also retrieve some supplies. I'll have one of my ships dock here tomorrow and unload some additional ammunition and gunpowder for all of you. Now, with the addition of a smaller vessel, and from what Captain Tolerand tells me, there may be another fleet on the way. I've been able to locate at least 5 other captains that are in similar dire straits as this one. I'm not sure what planning is required, but I believe we have some time. I tried to get old Broken Tooth to call off his attack, but as he says that, you hear way off in the distance. Well, he's a stubborn motherfucker for sure. But I'll give it another go tonight when I try to track him down, get him and his troops to pull out. But he is quite stubborn. I'll do what I can. Now, if anybody needs me, I will be speaking with our new friends to find out what exactly the fuck is going on. Now, if I hear any word of people trying to leave our island, I will, well, you know the code. Don't be violating, don't be breaking your word with me. We stay and fight to the last person. That's the code of the revelry. That's what we do. It is us. And you get just, this charisma is just pulsing out from him. Oswald, give me an Arcana check, please.
Wait,
I don't like him. I don't care how
Wait,
beautiful
his
he
head
is.
It's very hot, guys. This is very hot.
Steal our ship.
Charisma check?
Arcana.
Arcana check?
Yeah.
Never trust a redhead.
24.
Yeah, you pick up on it instantly. The necklace that he's wearing, there's something about it. You don't even need to detect magic. It's the way the etching is, and the large red ruby in the middle of it, and there's almost barely, very not noticeable to most, but there's a subtle hue of energy kind of coalescing around it that you kind of quickly pick up on. He's also, the way he's dressed now, I mean, there are at least 6 different rings on the combination of his fingers, right? There's 3 on his left, 3 on his right. The bracers that he's wearing are very finely made. The 2-handed sword that's braced on his back looks like the size of a tree to most people. And the heavily tattoos festooned on his body and the overall look and appearance of this person. This is a person of power and influence. This, for all you could tell, is more than likely the Plank King, but there's more to this person. There's more to it. There's something here on the very edge of your thought that keeps bugging you, but you're not sure what it is. but he drones on and then concludes his banter with the other sailors. Now, to my new friends, I assure you, your crew was not harmed in the taking of your tugboat, but I am in need of a fast ship to shuttle supplies to the different captains' camps, and well, needless to say, your ship is fast.
Well, you should have
Captain's camps
asked.
are there here?
Well, I wasn't sure if I could trust you. So easily deceived and so easily to hand out kindness sometimes is suspicious to the likes of us.
Yeah, well,
that's kind
I
of
fixed that. That won't happen again.
And you're one of your secondary flags on your mast. The captain I'm familiar with, he's not particularly fond of my kind.
Well,
Oh, the original captain of the ship. Right.
No, I believe you know him as Captain Alabaster.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah.
I see that you're under the flag of the council, which means you've made agreements with other captains. I know how to read these signs.
yeah.
Now, Tolaran has brought me up to speed. What are these magical shackles you claim to have?
I didn't think he didn't say shack.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I was not there for part of it, so you may have.
Well, they're magical shackles that will help against the undead Hydra we have to capture.
Well, I'm aware that some of our ships were to meet up with a Marquesian fleet to take command of these.
Oh, well, that fleet's gone.
I kind of figured. I figured that's why you were here. I'm not... I may be the Plank King, but I'm not an idiot.
Okay. You're not an idiot.
They're coming.
Do you know how long till they get here?
A few days.
Looking at the sun. So many hours.
So many hours.
No, days.
Oh, days. That's good to hear. Do you know a tabaxi that we call the Butcher? You look a lot like her.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Get that a lot? Yeah. Tolaran seemed to think that you might be related to her, a sibling of sort.
Yeah. I think her fur looks a little bit different, though, because I've changed mine recently.
Well, you wouldn't happen to be... You wouldn't happen to be Fire, now, would you?
That, yes, is a distinct possibility that, yes, my name is Fire.
Oh, what I wouldn't give for the two of you to meet in front of me.
Oh, she's not nice. She's killed me already.
Oh, yeah, well, it takes a butcher to kill a murderer.
Hey, I'm not a murderer.
Well, I can only go by what she tells me, dear.
And she's a lying liar who lies from Liesville.
Does she now? She's a lying liar from Liesville.
Yes.
I've never been there.
Well, what has she told you about Fire? What do you know?
Well, basically, that if I were to ever find her twin sister and turn her over to her, she would pay me quite the reward. Evidently, she's wanted for wiping out the entire Firecliff clan.
And
or Brightcliff clan.
How do we know that it wasn't her that wiped it out and is trying to blame it on me?
Well, her scars are interesting to say the least.
Dude, I have scars from her trying to kill me.
Well, I don't believe her scars are from you specifically.
Well, hers are from me specifically.
Oh, recently? I haven't seen her in months.
No, yeah, I did stab her. But no, like, mine are from her specifically.
Oh, well, so you have met recently.
Yeah.
Interesting. And here you all are, on my island, looking for an undead Hydra. And
I actually didn't hit her at all, so she wouldn't have any scars from me. She killed me when I was in a trance. Very, very mean. She also killed the Luxodon.
Yes, well, I would imagine if you get the nickname the Butcher, you do a lot of killing.
Yeah, but she says I'm the bad one. She's a butcher, but I'm the bad one?
I find your point of view exhausting. Anyways, so, magical shackles being delivered. I'm understanding that there are capital ships coming as well. Do you dabble in the politic of understanding what that means?
I don't care. I'm just trying to find people that are going to help us.
Well, I believe you've found us, and I'm looking for people to help me, Captain Tobias.
Okay, well, the enemy
it?
of the
What are you
enemy
asking
and all
for
that,
help with?
right?
What is he asking? What are you asking for
What do
help
you
with?
specifically want?
Well, first of all, I'd like to get my throne back. Very important to me. The revelry has been based in Darktow for some decades now. I'd like to get my city back. I'd like to be done with this undead hydra that's come out of, well, to be honest with you, come out of nowhere to come at us.
Right. I'm saying in everyone's head, do not say we know where we're from.
How long does telepathic last for?
24 hours.
Okay.
Isn't it 24 hours?
I thought that was underwater breathing. I'm not sure.
Hold on, I'm checking.
I think so.
Checking. Telepathic bond. Oh no, it only lasts for an hour.
Yeah, so that's already faded.
Okay, never mind.
Well,
I like how Mara's like,
Bias thing.
now,
Everyone just
now
starts
that
I think we all know enough not to say anything. though.
now that you know, now that I know as
Dude.
Tobias that you can't talk to me in my head,
Mm.
Okay.
it's kind of my fault that the thing's here in the first place.
Oh, God.
So I kind of feel like, like I feel like I need to help get this thing under
you
control.
watch
again.
as
It's
the
not our
massive,
fault.
you watch as the massive form of Pavu leans down eye to eye with Tobias. What
It's not our
exactly
fault.
do you mean that you feel
Well-
responsible for this?
Well, he kind of got out on accident.
How
And I'm trying to
does
get him
an undead
back.
hydra get out of anything on accident?
You know how these things go.
We happened to see it escape, and we feel that it is our duty to the seas to make sure that it is safe for everyone to pursue their piratey interests.
Yeah, give me a deception check, please.
Why even try with this guy?
7.
Yes, you sound to be wholly truthful and not deceptive
Okay,
at all.
look. I had a treasure map, as pirates do. We went over to the island. We opened up a door. We got a lot of treasure.
We
And
didn't
the thing
get a
that
lot
was
of treasure.
guarding it was this thing, and it got out. So I'm here because I feel responsible, like I need to take care of it. But I'm kind of almost at my wits' ends here.
Give me persuasion with advantage. He
I
seems
get here.
He seems generally interested in your conversation at this point.
Oh, I can imagine.
Persuasion. Persuasion. Okay, so 16.
Very well. Not exactly a pirate's responsibility. So, if you're going
No,
to be
but-
staying on my island, I do require at least one simple task.
And
Swear the oath.
You're just gonna make his day.
so Matchstick over there said I wasn't a pirate.
Well, he's a bit more or less forgiving than I am. I need bodies. And if I'm going to trust you, taking the oath is no minor detail.
Well, I don't like to be bossed around.
Well, as long as you follow the rules, there's no reason for me to put your head on a stick.
What are the rules?
Well,
Try to put my head on a stick, you mean?
What are the rules?
well, the rules are quite simple. Do what you're told. Mind your manners. Do not bring harm upon your fellow captains and crew that have taken the oath. Come to the defense of Darktow when needed. Answer to the hail and the call when required. And for that, you have free passage to do business, no questions asked, as long as me and mine get our share of the bounty. You have a permanent, safe place to always lie in harbor, as they say.
The first one's what? Obey, what exactly?
Well, when I need captains to listen to what I have to say, I expect it to be listened to. Accept it.
That's probably fair enough.
But for you and your crew to stay on my island, need all of you to swear your loyalty.
Now, if I
And-
swear my loyalty, does that mean my sister can't hurt me?
On the island, no, she cannot harm you under any consequence of her own forfeit of her life. No.
I swear.
That was quick.
I am concerned that we also make an oath to Alabaster?
That's a bit more of a
It's a contract.
contract.
It's a
There's a
contract. Pirates break contracts all the time.
Yeah, but I've definitely made an oath to the Order of the
Brick
Ghost
family?
Slayer.
Now there's the thing of my ship you took.
Well, you and your crew swell the oath, and you can have it back. Right now, it's the Plank King's property.
What if I just take it back?
Then I'll fucking kill you.
Try to kill me, right?
No, I can assure you, Tobias. I'd never really have to try to do much of anything. Now, I'd prefer to
Tobias, you
call
wanna be
you
a pirate?
Captain Tobias. Allow you to hang your piratey flag on your ship. And be a member of my crew and my organization.
Now what about my associates coming to help us all out?
Well, I will put you in charge of that parlay, as they say. I'm concerned about the intent of those capital ships that are coming. I personally would prefer to avoid the Dwendals and the Cobalt Soul, if you catch my meaning.
There's one asshole coming to this island that if you can kill anybody, kill this son of a bitch, and I'll help you.
Oh, well, that sounds like a challenge for sure. Who would that be?
Suleiman.
You watch as the face just goes rigid. You watch as Samantha and Captain Toblerone kind of step over to the side of the Plank King. That's the one for sure. I know he's the one. Yes.
He's the one what?
Not important right now, but know this, Captain Tobias.
Hey, I was honest with you guys.
It's not about honesty. It's about making sure of facts. But if he turns out to be the one that we seek, I will gladly put his head on a stake, put it on the beach with a sign under it. This is what we do to traitors and deceivers.
We've had a lot of negative dealings with him, so we might have some information that might help shed light on something. If you could tell us what you're trying to, find out.
Well, we're convinced that he works for the Service Assembly. And the last time I saw him on my island, he was with the butcher.
Yeah, he knows my sister.
Yeah,
He was
check
spying on
and
me
check.
for her.
So, it is our
That is
belief
true.
that he is the one that disabled our cannons along our fort perimeter of our harbor, made it possible for this creature to make its way in and create the destruction that's happened.
Okay, well,
Why would he do that?
here's the deal.
I don't know, Fire. But let's just say it put us back on our feet, cost us the harbor and the town. Why would someone coming here with a capital fleet be interested in dealing with this particular problem?
I know why.
Why, Tobias, if you want to share your information with us?
I have had this feeling for a while, but now when you tell me that, it's for sure. I think he's going to use those manacles to control it. Not just banish it back, but to control it to his will.
But how could he do that? The book just says that it banishes it.
Yeah, the book just says that. Where's it banish it to?
Well,
Suleiman's pad?
I would say that based on the investigation and the understanding of the magical effects, it's more of a transportation effect or a teleportation effect than a traditional banishment effect.
The book just says it teleports it.
So I've had this nagging little itch in the back of my head for a while that's why when I heard he was coming here and we found those shackles, I think he wants to control it so he can control the entire coast, the entire ocean.
Well, most of the privateers and pirate ships here are at the bottom of the sea. Most of the fleets cannot freely range because of this creature. I've heard rumors and tales of another creature out there that seems to take on the form of islands and then ambushes villages and coastal towns and other ships.
We're dealing with that one too.
You make interesting friends and enemies all in such a short period of time.
We do. That's the storm chasers for you.
You have names. That's pretty fucking cool.
I will swear to you because Matchstick said I wasn't a real pirate. So,
well, pirate
swear
captain,
the oath of piracy to you.
Pirate Captain Tobias, welcome to the revelry. Fire, welcome to the revelry. Now, what about the rest of you?
I look over at Mara.
Asborn comes walking up.
I guess
Asborn comes walking up, looks at Tobias and Fire, and goes, I swear.
Could I take a minute to think on it?
Well, things are moving rather quickly, but yes, take a minute if you like.
Can I walk away until I'm out of earshot?
Okay.
I'm going to pull out my sending stone.
The arcane attachment.
Albin, are you alone?
Well, I most certainly could be, dear. Give me a moment. And then a few seconds later, I am now. I was merely discussing some interesting matters with Suleiman, but anyways.
Awesome.
What information do you have for me, dear?
No information. I have a question for you, actually.
Very well.
So we're here on Darktow, and we've had a bit of a run-in. That's not quite the right word. The Plank King stole the acorn, but we got it back. It's fine now. But he wants all of us to swear allegiance to him. And I just wanted to make sure that if I do that, it doesn't mess up anything with the Order of the Ghost Slayers.
Oh, I do love you, dear. Don't forget, we are in the business of spying and gathering up information.
Sure.
Swear all you want. He's a pirate. Who cares?
Okay, so that when you arrive, I will be sworn allegiance to the Plank King over here in Darktow. Just
fair enough. Just so you know, based on the information that Suleiman has given me and some of our Cobalt Soul friends, well, things are changing quite rapidly. Things have become far worse along the coastal regions. The shipping lanes are all but now completely shut, and even the Zohashian border has now closed its borders, and the Dwendals, well, although they've given us the ability to assemble some capital ships, well, they are closing their borders as well. It would seem things politically are getting a bit more challenged. I am unable to locate the gentleman at this point?
Well, interestingly enough, unsubstantiated, of course, the Plank King mentioned that your friend Shulamon is the reason the Hydra was able to damage Darktow as much as it did.
That seems to make sense, dear. We are convinced he is the service assembly spy that we've been looking for, but, well, sometimes keeping them alive for a certain period of time reveals things. Clearly, we have 5 Dwendalian capital ships with us. The Marquis is unwilling to send any more of his vessels. They are all at harbor and at dock. Nothing is moving right now. But I would wager there's definitely something transpiring here. Whether or not he did it or not, it would appear that all of these things are culminating together for a reason. Plank King debilitated. This ragged creature doing whatever it's doing to Darktow. And Shulamon, a service assembly agent in my midst, which I must tolerate for now. Oh, and by the way, when you see me, dear, don't be, well, too surprised at my illusionary appearance. Cannot let him see who I really am, for I suspect he will know who I really am if he does.
Should I not know you at all?
Yes, let's err on the side of caution, because I imagine he will certainly recognize you and your friends, correct?
Absolutely.
He's a freaking dick.
Is there any information you'd like me to accidentally mention in front of the Plank King?
Yes. Correct your previous mistake and say that they are Marquesian capital ships. That'll probably put his mind at ease.
Okay.
Also, let him know that you do not believe that Shulamon is captaining these ships. You believe that that was a mistake as well. Whether he believes you or not, I don't know. I'd rather just err on the side of caution at this point.
He's not captaining the ships?
Correct.
Okay. All right. I will, I'll make sure to pass that information along.
And be very animated in your acceptance. I mean, don't forget, dear, you grew up in Nicodranus. You are a water genasi. Being a pirate's not a huge stretch for you.
Right. Of course. All right. Well, how far out are you?
Well, since we last spoke the previous evening, we're maybe 3 or 4 days. We've got the wind at our keel. We're doing well. The weather is dispersed. The problem is the capital ships are a bit heavier than we are.
Sure. All right. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll see you sooner rather than later then.
Yes, be careful, dear.
You as well.
Do your best lying, please.
Because I'm so good at that.
No, you're not, but important to try. If you're not
I'm
trying,
working on
if
it.
you're not failing, you're not trying. But in this case,
I'm working on it.
Yes. See
Okay.
you soon.
All right. So I'll walk back into the midst of wherever everyone is. And all right, I'm ready now. I just had to do a little communing with the moon goddess before I was ready.
Ah, follower of Saloon.
Yep. I swear my allegiance to the Plank King.
Ah, good. Another to the revelry. Follow the rules, follow the standards, and you'll do just fine. The rest of you. I still need the rest of you to swear your fealty before we talk much further.
Oswald and Sam.
Yes.
Yeah, fealty, whatever. Sure, whatever.
Dark and broody ones. They're always the ones to look out for.
That's as good as you're going to get from them.
Yes, I gather.
Wow.
Sam, if you're
Sam?
talking, we can't hear you.
I don't know what is. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now we can hear you.
What's going on? There's like a lag on it. I said so sworn.
Oh,
All right. Now that I have all your oaths, what is our plan?
I thought you had a plan.
All right. Well, yeah, I plan on attacking. But now that I know about these shackles and that you're in possession of them, do you know how to use them? Because if that other fleet is at the bottom of the sea, then those that were specifically trained to use it, or I'm assuming are no longer with us.
It came with a book.
Came with instructions then.
Yeah.
And who has these instructions?
Well, they looked like Greek to me,
Look over at
so I
Oswald.
couldn't read them.
The broody little halfling.
The broody little
Oh,
halfling.
well, that's just fucking great.
He's the best one to have them, actually.
Excuse me, Oswald, if you wouldn't mind joining us for a moment.
What?
Your understanding of the magics, you know how to use these things and what it requires.
Yep.
Very well. So, the trick is, I'm guessing, how to distract the beastie to make this happen.
Yes.
So a lot of people are probably going to die in the process.
We'd like to minimize that.
Well, I'm sure we'd all love to minimize that. I once had an island filled with over 1,000 people. I maybe can put together a couple hundred.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy.
No, I don't think it is.
If
Well,
we've been sworn in by you, we then get a share of your profits, correct?
I don't think it works.
no, dear, I get a share of yours.
That's a good one. I wish.
Right. No, it's the other way. We pay.
Yeah,
we
he
pay
takes
tithe
our
to
money.
him.
We don't take
We-
his.
Yeah, we pay tithe to him.
Mm.
But get safe harbor.
I have a feeling
And
it's
my
going to be a
sister
pretty
can't kill
stiff
me.
one for a while we rebuild Darktow. So,
Well,
yeah, well,
I leave you to ponder your plan. I need to meet with the other 4 captains before nightfall, so leave you with Captain Tolerand. Captain, they've been sworn in. You would kindly make provisions and accept them into your little group for now. I will leave the acorn with you. Let me know if any other ships show up, would you, Captain? Tolerand kind of nods. My king, would you mind if I traveled with you to make sure you safely get to where you're going? Samantha, yes, come travel with me. Captain, I'll have her back hopefully in one piece for you. And the two of them kind of disappeared down a trail and out of sight.
The moment he steps away, in like a loud voice, so that I know he's overhearing, Sam, do you remember how far out the Marquesian capital ships are going to be?
3 or 4 days.
3 or 4 days? Okay, that's what the Marquesian ships were?
Yeah, why are you being so loud?
I'm sorry, was I being loud?
Okay.
Sorry.
Fair enough.
hey, Fire.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a murderer. I still love you.
I'm not a murderer. At least I don't
Aw.
think I am.
Even if you were, you're not now, so it's okay.
I don't even care.
That's true.
Anyway.
I love you too, Tobias.
I think you're just even more badass. Anyway,
I'm apparently, yeah.
Fire in the bright
He
clear,
left
last of her
alone?
kind.
No, my sister's out there. I'm not the last of my kind.
All right,
She's
well,
there.
we'll make you last of the kind pretty soon. Maybe we should try to help some of the wounded here, and
I can
kick
do
them
that.
a little bit. Get them
So
some
I'm-
decent food and such.
Gonna.
It's a
Yeah.
raw deal. We are ones that are able to control these shackles. We are the ones that are going to be clearing away this scourge, and we get safe harbor. Think as captain.
Hey,
Hey, I like
we've been
safe
getting
harbor.
the shaft since we started. This is no
That
big
was like-
deal.
Okay.
At least we got a place to call home. And if we save the place, pretty sure a lot of these sons of bitches are going to die. And that means
You'll take their stuff?
we move up the ladder.
No, we move up the ladder.
Yeah.
We might be able to get a house.
Yeah, we'll have a little fortress on the island. Place to call our own. Place people can't get to us.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like
So,
a home base.
yeah, nobody can mess with this like Shulamon. We got to get rid of that guy.
Well, I hope he dies. But
Make sure he dies.
I'm gonna I'm gonna go make some food for people, and then I'm gonna go heal some people.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll go with.
I'll be back, Tobias.
Okay. So Fire and
Alright.
Sam, you begin to administer some aid and other activity to those that are injured, which goes a long way. Captain Tolerant seems to be working with a few different groups of people who get sent off to do things. A crew returns from the beach. The time is passing. As the time passes, at some point, it starts to transition from afternoon into early evening. So with this time, before setting into your long rest, what would you guys like to do? Like any last minute thing before setting into a long rest?
I want to commune
Okay.
and write in my journal.
Okay. As you're
Wait, do I have
writing,
commune. Oh yeah,
yeah.
I do have commune. Okay.
as you're writing,
Yep.
well, dear, my goodness, are you a pirate now?
I'm a pirate.
That is fucking cool. And how cool is it that your sister has a nickname of the Butcher? I mean, that's
Yeah,
pretty
so
pimp.
she's called the butcher, but I'm the murderer. I'm like,
Well,
how is that fair?
well, I think it's perfectly fair. I mean, you know, birds of a feather and all.
No, I'm not a bird. I'm a cat. Thank you very much. But
It's a saying, Fire.
but she's trying to. Oh, it's a saying. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you
not what
know.
I've heard yet. She, but she's trying to kill me for murdering. But she's called the butcher. She murders people all the time.
Well,
She's like
I
a
would
hippie.
imagine that if one is called the Butcher, it's because of how well they perform a particular function.
Yeah, but I
So-
don't think they're talking about like cows and pigs and stuff.
No, dear. I would imagine that when she does kill people, she does it with a particular panache.
So then she turns them into food?
You're very difficult today. Do you have questions, dear?
No, I just wanted to talk.
Well, let me know when you have a question. I mean, that's how
I
the whole
will.
commune thing kind of works.
I know.
Traversing realities is not easy.
Okay. I'll only do it when I have questions.
Well, it's always good to see you.
It's good
Pirate
to see you.
Fire.
I'm a pirate.
His cloak and smile kind of vanish. Anybody else
And I
want to...
continue drawing or writing in my journal.
Okay. Anybody else want to accomplish
Oh, sure.
anything?
I also want to bring back Ember.
Does our what'd you say?
I also want to bring back Ember.
You can do that as part of your prepping for your long rest.
We get to keep our inspiration die, or was it only while we were with the dude?
You get to keep it. It's permanent until you use it. Very much like a boon effect.
Then I will. Can I try and tattoo myself?
Most certainly can. Bit more challenging, but you can give it a try.
All right. Okay. So if I'm going to be doing this, first thing I'm going to do is cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
That gives me what, an extra D4? Oh,
Yes.
come on, screen. There we go.
Yes, guidance gives you a D4.
Okay. So I'm gonna cast that on myself, and then I'm gonna try and tattoo on my forearm one of the token healing ones.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a wisdom check, adding your proficiency.
Okay, wisdom. Oh, it's cocked. Damn it, hold on. Oh, natty 20 plus 21.
So all the practice seems to be paying off. Go ahead and give me sleight of hand with advantage.
Okay. And thank goodness. 14, but I'm gonna add my one of my things. And 21.
21. Give me performance with advantage.
And I'm going to add one more for my guidance, is 16.
16.
Oh, wait. Performance, 17.
17. You make a very good rendering of the effect. The tattoo is applied, the magical infusion coming into existence. This is one of your better attempts that does quite well. Obviously, the practice is beginning to pay off.
And I have a follow-up question. After you invoke the tattoo, does it disappear completely?
Correct.
Okay, just checking.
So, with that, anybody else want to do anything before?
Yes, I'm just going to...
I want to go out and check my ship.
Okay. Eventually, you wander out. The beach is busy with equipment, people carrying it back and forth. You watch as the acorn comes back into the horizon late at night, unloading equipment, unloading crates and barrels, quickly taking other equipment from the shore and setting off into the night. The piers is being used exactly for what it's needed for. Hauling equipment, hauling merchandise to other camps.
Who's running my ship?
Looks like a dozen sailors or so of mixed company. There's a hand on your shoulder, and then quickly it moves. I can assure you, Tobias, my crew will be gentle.
That's not the point.
Do you have a point?
Yeah, I'm the captain of the frickin' ship.
Well, I don't think that's really changed. We're just merely utilizing it for now. You're going to get it back, I assure you. It's not really much good in a fight. You must know this.
Someone needs to be punished for letting you take over my ship.
Well, you can take that up with the Plank King, dear. Personally, being Captain Toleran myself, I prefer not to argue with him, but if you choose to take up cause and argue your cause...
Obviously my crew let him take over the ship.
Oh, well, that's between you and your crew. After all, they're not sworn to the Plank King, so for you to do as you choose.
Right.
Now, come have some rum with me. Let us talk.
All right.
Anybody else before the long rest?
I was just gonna take a quick dip in the ocean, not super far out, just enough to kind of
Play in the waves.
scratch the itch.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
23.
There's no debris on this side of the island. Most of the detritus and everything seems to be on the other side of the island. This area seems to be quite clear of it. There are all manner of reef-bearing sea creatures that you run into from time to time. It's a restful time for you. Getting back into the water always makes you feel better. Belonging. But there's this kind of nagging sensation as you make your way halfway back to the camp after coming out of the water. There's always this need to run a little free, put on your grizzly form and take advantage of the power and what it means to be a lycanthrope and this control that you have. You find it exhilarating. This is probably the most fun you've ever had in your life. Coming from where you've been to where you are now, where you were and what's going on, although dangerous and concerning, it's very interesting. As you make your way back into camp, the camp is slowly quieting down, getting ready to settle in for the long rest. The rotation of pickets coming and going. All of you, as you're about to settle into your long rest, you watch as a green goblin that you remember from the earlier picket comes running through camp screaming. Behind him, you hear thumping and thrashing noises as two medium-sized T-Rexes break into the camp. They're screaming and yelling as you watch a third massive T-Rex break through the canopy, and a great yell just bellows out across the camp as terror just reigns. People running, moving to and fro, and you watch as the goblin is picked up by the large T-Rex, thrown into the air, swallowed whole. And that's where we're going to leave off tonight. Haven't done one of those to you guys in a while.
Oh, man.
Yep.
So needless to say, next session we're
Let's
going to have
fight a T-Rex, guys.
how about 3 of them?
Again.
Wait. But since now I've seen the T-Rex, does that mean that I can turn into a T-Rex?
Guess I better make sure I have a 4th T-Rex mini ready for next week.
Yep. Possibly a 5th, because I think Oswald can too.
Was I still my grizzly bear when that happened, or had I already shifted back?
I'll say
I
you
became a
arrive
bear
in your
too.
grizzly bear. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
All right, everybody.
All right.
Love
that
you. Thanks
sounds
for
good.
coming out. Don't
was
forget,
fun.
join our Discord. Come hang out with us. It's lots of fun. We will be back. I think I have a one-shot Thursday if I have enough people showing up. By the way, if you join our Discord, accept the
Join
event
our
for the
one-shot.
one-shot, you can actually participate with us live on Twitch as we do our one-shot. We're still working on the dungeon crawl. I haven't had a lot of time on that this week, but hopefully I will spend some time on it.
Oh, but the last one was so much fun.
Yeah, it was. It was a bit exhausting, too. Working with dungeon crawl mechanics is a little constant. Making some changes with that. Otherwise, we will see you either Thursday night for our one-shot, Friday night for Age of Arcanum from 7 to 10, Sunday night, Debtor's Gambit. So, hey, everybody, stay safe, be kind, play a game. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.